It's a little after 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time as I'm recording this. NIO Stock has had over 67 million shares traded today, and the stock is up almost 12%. Now, if you'll note at the bottom of the screen on the ticker, I have the three things that I watch in the short term for stock price. And in this case, the trade volume is very elevated today. And then the second thing is, and I'm going to go back and show you the whole history of NIO Stock because this is the fails to deliver data shown on screen right now. The white lines represent fails to deliver. This is when there could have been naked shorting going on and perhaps suppression of the stock price. Interestingly enough, and I've talked about this at length, but it's worth revisiting or sharing for those who might not have seen any of my earlier content. This is a 5 million plus spike on a single day. This is over 6 million the same week that there were over 3 million. And then very recently, we had another almost 2.5 and almost 3 million back-to-back days. Now, if you look at the 6 and 5 million, we haven't seen elevated levels of fails to deliver since about January of 2020. And that was before NIO Stock made its big move. But just a short kind of overview, NIO Stock ran from about $3.50 to $55. It took about 6 months for it to do that. At that time, we saw a couple things happen. Trade volume was very elevated. 80 to 100 million shares traded daily was typically what I saw, or kind of like the average. So one thing, as I have on the ticker, is the trade volume. That's one thing I'll be watching. That can be an indicator. The other is the FTDs. If you note, in this time frame where the stock price ran for NIO, we had the fails to deliver drop off significantly. And then when they picked back up, we saw NIO stock price come back down. But it's taken them about 3 years. And I'm talking about the potentially predatory shorts who have been maybe suppressing stock price for NIO over the last 3 years. It's taken them about 3 years to get the stock price from $45 in that range down to sub $4. So interestingly enough, NIO Stock has demonstrated it has the possibility, the potential to move up much faster than it comes down. I don't know if we're going to see this again, but I will keep an eye on these things. And it was worth, I think, sharing, especially on a day like today when you can see some of this play out. The fails to deliver data is always delayed. We never get real-time access to it. So all we can do is watch it trailing. And over the weekend, in fact, I did a video and talked about the elevated recent spikes because FinTel didn't have the data shared, but I had access to it. So anyway, for the viewers who pay attention and caught that, I'm glad you knew heading into this week that we had those elevated levels. The reason I have the balance sheet pulled up is this is the first thing I went to look at. The reason for that is NIO has not reported a profitable quarter yet. And so with that in mind, I want to make sure the company is managing things. And so every quarter I watch this. This dates back to a few years, in fact, where I've been just tracking to make sure NIO is maintaining a healthy balance sheet. $5.7 billion US on the balance sheet. Happy to see that. Here's the other thing I noticed, and it was kind of the next thing I looked for, the delivery kind of outlook for the third quarter. We already have 2 months in the books, and NIO has over 40,000 deliveries that they've already done. So with 1 month to go, this month of September, NIO is expecting 61 to 63,000 units total, which tells me we're probably going to see at least a 20,500 number. We might see as many as 23,000 or even more. We're probably going to see a new monthly delivery record from NIO. And I'll be curious what Onvo, the first sub-brand, the L60 deliveries look like. I'm being conservative and not expecting a whole lot, but I wanted to just mention that because it is positive to see that we'll probably get another monthly delivery record. I'll come back and talk about, once I've had time to review things a little more in depth, and especially I want to get into the Q&A from the earnings call, but I wanted to get something out during the day on a day where things are kind of fun to watch. It's just kind of an interesting storyline. Again, the ticker at the bottom of the screen, if you haven't noticed, it's got those three things that I will continue to track and watch here in the short term. NIO as a company, I've never been more confident in their positioning. I think they are going to do really great things. I've called them a unicorn because I don't think we've ever seen a company like this before. It's why I remain bullish and very excited for the long-term prospects of this company. But anyway, have a great day. I'll see you all again very soon. I will be back with more content. I'm already so far behind, but I'll try to get caught up here over the next week or two on some of it anyway. So thanks. Have a great day. I'll see you all again very soon.